Good morning. It's 7:30 and we'll begin our meeting this morning. I'm Pat Bren. I'm filling in for Larry Bars, our president. Secretary, would you take roll call, please? Okay. This morning, we have our minutes from our last meeting of May 9th before us, and I'm asking for a motion to accept the minutes from last month.
I'd make a motion to approve.
Okay, a motion from on the floor to approve. Is there a second?
Second.
There's a second to it. Those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried to accept the minutes of May 9th. Today we have a regular agenda, a request to reduce the off-street parking requirement for the daycare service by 7 spaces, reference table 9-1, minimum off-street required parking. This is located at 1387 24th Street West, Dickinson, North Dakota. Is there anyone here to speak for that and to let us know what you're looking to do here?
We submitted a PowerPoint with our application.
Okay,
We can just go over that if you would like.
okay.
Okay.
Are we
Oh.
able to pull it up at all,
Or if you just have, do you have it in front of you? Okay, we
We
can just
have
walk through it then.
copies.
Okay,
Could you please state your name?
yep. I'm Ashley Rasmussen, co-owner of Inspiration Station. I have owned and operated our in-home daycare for the past 5 years.
I'm Erica Sickler, co-owner of Inspiration Station. I have helped own and operate the daycare out of Ashley's house for the past 3 years.
Okay,
We're here today to seek the approval for a zoning variance to open this daycare and preschool center. We want to be a part of the solution to resolve Dickinson's daycare and preschool shortage. There's such a shortage of childcare in Dickinson, and we have wanted to grow for a few years now. We feel we have found the perfect house to make this dream come true.
And here's the property that we have a current purchase agreement on. Our vision is to be open Monday through Friday from 7:30 to 4:15. We wanted a unique place that can offer daycare services and preschool without the families having to leave their jobs at odd times of day to go back and forth. A big part of our vision is having a homey feel. Children spend a majority of their time at a center, so we wanted this to feel like a second home to them. And we currently serve 12 children in our small group daycare, so by having this home, we'd be able to increase the capacity by 45 children. Okay. On page 6 of the slideshow, the highlighted portion shows the location of the house, and all the neighbors that we were able to reach gave us their support of the business.
Okay. So on to page 7. The highlighted portion shows the street parking on the property line, plus Able has given us permission to use the starred portion for overflow if needed. Drop-off takes an average of 1 to 2 minutes, and they're usually staggered, so not everybody will show up at the same time. We calculated out the spots in the highlighted area, and there's roughly 12 street parking spots on our property line, and then Able has 6 additional spots in that starred area that they already gave us their permission to use. We figured at full capacity of the 57 kids, there would roughly be 23 vehicles dropping off and picking up, since families usually have multiples coming to the daycare. We're seeking the variance because we want to keep the residential aesthetic and keep it looking like the neighborhood that it is. We really don't want to ruin that. And we did get the support from the surrounding neighbors to use the curbside drop-off and pickup.
We have gathered data from Stark County, North Dakota, and nationwide to show the demand for childcare. We just received, do you have these? This updated profile from 2021, and it was not available at the time of the application, so we'll pass those out to you now.
Mr. Chairman, I have a question.
Yes.
Yep.
How many employees will it take to operate this at maximum capacity?
At max, there would be a total 9.
9 employees?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. And our plan is to slowly grow to that. Our plan would be for this year to just have 30 kids, and so we would have to hire 3 other employees.
Okay.
So that's the updated profile for 2021, and it has increased. Stark County, as of right now, can serve 893 children in childcare, but there's a demand for over 4,000 children here in Stark County. So there's quite a demand and need for additional childcare here. And then also the next few slides, we ended up taking out just because that data no longer represents current, and there was no other data ready for us to present to you today. So would be on this page right here.
So this chart represents the whole state of North Dakota to show the dire need of childcare. As you can see, there's over 120,000 children that could potentially need the childcare, and North Dakota can only serve 36,529 right now. And this last chart was a survey conducted by the U.S. Chamber of Commerce Foundation in different states throughout the U.S. just to show why workers are quitting their jobs. And as you can see, the childcare issues are pretty high up on that chart. So it just shows how the need of childcare can impact the workforce. So, thank you for letting us present today. Can we answer any questions?
Any questions from the board?
I have a question. Do you have enough off-street parking for the employees?
So we would have 2 garage spaces and then 2 driveway spaces. So we would have to use 1 street parking for like this upcoming year, and then, yeah, following years, we would have to use some street parking for employees too.
Okay, and then on the preschool part of it, is that like a set time on the program to where like the drop-off and the pickup would be more squeezed to around the start time and end time?
So our hope is everyone that comes to the daycare would be a part of the preschool as well. Our plan is to not charge anything extra, it would just be 1 lump sum. And so then that would, I mean, that benefits the parents, you know, not having to leave work. But we would give that option to the community if they just wanted to use the preschool. We were thinking that the times would be like 8 to 11.
8 to 11, and then 12:30 to 3:30. We would have 2 preschool classes, but right now our vision is if you attend the daycare and you're of age, like 3 through 5, during those time slots, you just get pulled down the hall to a preschool room.
Yeah. So there would be minimal driving and parking throughout the day there.
I have a question. Any concerns from the neighbors on, on increased activity of traffic?
I received one call, and it was for from the neighbor directly to the south, and they just wanted to know what the variance was for, and they had no concerns.
Okay.
Okay.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
Leonard, do you know with that lot that Able has there, can they build on that lot, or is it pretty well established the way it is with the facility they've got there?
That's a yes and a no. To say that they cannot build on it, we would have to do the math, but it is a buildable space. That is all one lot, the Able building. That is with them. Their parking lot is over that lot.
Okay, so it does extend into it, so it's not completely vacant lot right now?
Correct.
Okay. Now, this facility used to be Abel's, correct?
It used to be Abel's, and then the current owner is Midgie Homes.
Do you recall when Abel had it, they didn't have any issues with traffic or parking, right? Because
Our
it was an
we-
adult facility, right?
Correct. And there haven't been any issues.
Are there any other questions from anyone? When would this operation begin?
We're hoping end of August.
Okay.
Yep.
Mr. Chairman?
Yes.
I have a question for Leonard. I'm assuming the city's looked at this. Any concerns from the city?
At this time, we don't have any concerns. We have looked at the issue. We looked at the adjacent properties. Again, we have no recorded neighbors of any concerns. 24th is wide open as far as that space, and on north and south side. The properties to the north, there is a vacant lot that's a buildable lot. The other property driveway is to the west. If the driveways were to the south, there may be some concerns as far as pickup and drop off, but the way the neighborhood has been developed, we don't see any concerns at this time. Again, this is the first step as far as getting this variance in order to move forward and get it. It is a special use permit with the planning and zoning in the city of Dickinson, so they do have to go through that process, and it has to be approved by the city commission. Again, this will be something that will be monitored in the future, and if issues do arise, we'd have to work with the applicants to make some adjustments possibly.
Okay.
You
There
said
being-
that other lot on the north side of the street is vacant, you said?
It's a buildable lot to the,
But
it'd
there's
be
a
the
road on the
northeast.
east side of that property, and those homes typically come out over there. They'd have an option to access that from the east, right?
Yes. And generally, that's a better, in my opinion, it's a better way to actually build your home as to matching up with fences with the other property that's been
How that
established.
street's been developed, right?
Any other questions? There-
Mr. Chairman, I just have a quick comment. I know this is more residential area, but I don't see this as a lot different than a lot of the pickup drop-off things that are in town already for some of these facilities and or even some schools. There's quite a bit of pickup drop-off on main streets already, so I don't see it a lot different, I guess, especially the way that this neighborhood is developed.
Okay. One question I would have is, you require the parents to come in and pick up these
Yeah.
daycare type things?
Yep.
Okay. I would just have a concern about if they were to, the parents waiting outside and the youngster has to run across the street or anything.
No.
Okay,
They'll have to sign in and sign their kiddo out.
okay.
Yep.
Good. Any other questions? There being none, I would ask the board for direction here as to whether we approve this or not. Is there a motion?
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion to approve the variance as requested.
Trevor?
I'll second.
Sean, second the motion. Any other Any other discussion? Okay, Trevor,
Aye.
Sean,
Aye.
Bruce,
Aye.
and I will vote aye. So go ahead and wait for your next stop, I guess, at the city.
Sounds
So,
good.
Thank
Thank you.
You're welcome. Leonard, is there any other business before us this morning with the Board of Adjustments?
There's just one item I wanted to bring up, and it's not, maybe, we probably should have put a work session, but some meetings back that we talked about accessory structures. And if we're still, as far as size of accessory structures pertaining to lots, I would ask that if you want to change to that, we should actually move forward on that. We've had some interest in shop houses of late, so I'd ask that this board, if you have some ideas as far as any type of formula, is submit it to me, that I could bring it forward to the Planning and Zoning Board as a work session.
Okay.
That'd be all I'd have.
Okay, do we have anything for next month on tap?
There may be one item, but we have to reach out to the applicant to see if he wants to move forward.
Okay. I would make a motion that we probably wait till we have a full board and have a chance to discuss this, and then bring that up at our next meeting. Okay. There being no further business, I would ask for a motion to adjourn the meeting this morning.
Move to adjourn.
Bruce? Is there a second? Trevor, second. Those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Motion